Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Next series is underway. If you haven't already, make sure to hit up Twitter and retweet about this match. And I do want to stress, even though we know the Terran player in this matchup to be Drunken Boy, he's actually requesting to be referred to as Tyga here. So I'm not sure if this is like a full-on identity swap or what the case is, but we will honor his wishes. So do us a favor and make sure you do the same. But spawning in the bottom right corner of the map for the 32Boys1Cup North American Group 3, it is IVD's Phog.
Yeah, but right as the Teal Terran, its complexities, Tyga.
Now, Tyga actually showed us some really cool matches in his qualifier. Like, really cool. He took out JYP with some mech. Not to say he'll play mech all the time, every time, but if you can play mech versus Protoss, you could certainly play mech versus Zerg.
Well, you know, we all know Phog from Copa America, and so we're going to talk about how he does Roach Hydra. So it's coincidental that we saw, you know, Cats just give us a little taste before seeing the, well, the guy that always does it for the most part. But actually, like, before you join the lobby, right, I was like, I don't know, I told him, like, the winner, right? And he was like, oh, Terran Imba, am I right? And I was like, yeah, am I right? But then he's like, I was like, no, I did something, like, you know, did like a kind of like a weird Roach Hydra game. And he was like, well, expect more of that. So, well, it's kind of us playing it up in, like, what we know him as. He identifies, I think, as a Roach Hydra player anyways, so.
Well, Phog is, I mean, like, let's not forget, not to underplay him, like, he almost took out Major. Ended up being like a 3-2 series or something like that. Yeah, with Roach Hydra.
Roach Hydra. Yeah, exactly. So, we'll see if that's, you know,
Here's the thing about Phog that I feel. Like, maybe I'm completely off base on this, and I'm just completely wrong, but I feel like the few times we've cast him in between show matches and Copa America, I feel like he's one of those guys who does cave to pressure, though. Like, when the pressure is on, that's when we're going to see him struggle the most. So it might be a situation where if he can get up early 1-0, then he'll probably take the series pretty handily. But Tyga's not a player to be underestimated. He may not have had like the biggest performance in the most recent days, but he's had some pretty strong WCS runs, and he's a really scary Terran player, just even before the patch.
Yeah, there's just a couple of guys that, you know, they're you know, foreigner Terrans are kind of, you know, they have the same effect as Korean Terrans. That's like the highest of the high, right? But there are some foreigner Terrans, like especially Americans, and they're young kids and they're really, really good. So Illusion,
Masa, yeah, Drunken Boy,
and Drunken Boys like too. So this is why, like, you know, usually I don't know, like honestly, if this was any other like Korean Terran that got, or sorry, a foreigner Terran that got through, and I didn't really know him, I would probably not be set up to be impressed right here. But Drunken Boy has impressed me in the past, so.
You know what? I should have said Tyga because I just finished going over how we were going to try and call him that.
Well, let's say that we were, you know, we were talking about the past, so.
Fair enough.
That was his past name, so now it's all about Tyga.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Go get him, Tyga.
I was like, Tyga mom, am I right? No.
They're great. Okay, this is actually going to suck a little bit. This is probably going to go down. Commander should not get canceled by this. I mean, he's got some production with Marines on the way, but this is still very annoying.
Look at these two Lings hiding behind here. I think what he's going to try and do is, like, you know, the Reaper's going to come back. He's going to kill the two Lings. The Marines are going to help out, and the Marines will go and try and stop an Overlord from scouting, and then he'll go back in. Is that his plan here? It's like a pretty elaborate plan, but maybe.
I love Phog, but I don't think he's as devious as you're giving him credit for. But it's happening.
Hey.
But there's actually 4 Marines that we're opened with here. So the thing is, like, I mean, you usually get 4 Marines to go for some Overlord snipes early on. So you could segment just 2 off and come around with the other 2, and the Reaper would still cover the CC. So as we see, the Lynx are not going to get much more done.
Yeah, at the very least, if they didn't get the SCV kill, they might have gotten a scout on, like, say, like a starport. But obviously, nothing actually happening there. Now, it is interesting that it was 4 Marines, because he's going to continuously produce off of the one at a time barracks. Oh, wait, did he actually swap that back on, or did he just miss a production cycle? Well, anyways, the point is he's getting a lot of Marines. He's getting a factory, maybe tank drop.
You know what? I didn't even think about that, but I would love if that was the case. And the big thing for Phog is to scout this, because now right away he's going to start working on these rocks.
If I was Tyga, I would actually cancel the tank and lift, you know, so, make it look like it was a Banshee.
I think that's what he kind of tries to fake it out. I don't know if Phog's going to fall for it, but that was a cool A for effort move.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know what we're getting giddy about, what's possibly going to come, was likely going to come. 1 tank, 4 Marines, gets medevac boosted to behind these rocks, and yeah, Phog knows what's up. He didn't fall for it. So the question is, can he kill us in time? Because the reality is, as long as this debris field has like 200 something health, I mean, you can still get that tank landed. You can still just shell away from behind it.
Yeah, I think it will be done in time. He's got 12 lings to help out as well.
I want to just point out though, like as much as we're like, okay, Phog shutting this down, you can still drop the tank over here and deny mining to the third. I don't like the Phog took the third in this location, but we'll see how much this hurts.
It's not the same, obviously. Like, you actually can reach the tanks back there, but the Marines and a mineral line are always, you know, they're quite deadly.
Well, speed's actually not even done yet, so could be some time. But he might still get here in time for the skin, guys. This debris field only really needs about 200 health of buffer for this tank to land and kill all the Zerglings on the other side of it. So the medevac is coming, but I don't think it's going to get here in time.
Yeah, if the Queens are still attacking, it definitely wouldn't be.
Stupid Queens.
Stupid 60 Flanders.
Gonna get here just shy of this. He realizes it too, so decides to go for the third instead.
Oh, yeah, not a bad idea.
He had a second tank behind this too. Oh.
I like this. Like, I feel like ever since we saw Ryung die to a counterattack, everyone's like seen it too or something, so they're just filling another tank.
Well, this is gonna be a bit of a nuisance. What I would like to see him actually do though is get some more Marines over there, because he could just start dropping between, just leave 4 Marines to cover that tank.
Yeah.
But as far as this opening goes, like, yes, this is going to be absolutely frustrating. It's not fun for Phog to deal with, but he still doesn't know. It's a kind of a coincidence thing, too, just because there's been no drones to move over to these 3 mineral patches.
Right. He's only been at 50, which, you know, honestly isn't a whole lot, so that's kind of like
actually,
an issue in itself. But
if he moves the medevac over, I think, 2 grid spaces, I think he can hit that 1 patch.
Well, he's not thinking of it.
Yeah!
Oh, there you go.
Rifkin knows what's up. This is how tanks do.
There we go. Well, one thing that he is missing out, Tyga, that is, by doing this, while it's great that he's denying a little bit of drone or mining from the third, you know, he doesn't have Hellion stopping creep spread. You know, he got 2 extra queens, so the creeps is going to be pretty amazing. And looks like behind this, he can actually get a 3rd command center. This is going to be maybe a faster follow-up than Phog expecting.
I like that body block in the middle line. It's kind of a big deal. He can still pick up the tank if he wants to, but looks like he should be able to defend it. It's going to get close. Oh, he just barely doesn't get it. But still trades out a lot of lings to clean up 1 tank, so still pretty cost-effective trade. Gonna actually unload over here, maybe snipe off another drone or 2.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is a reaction or what, but Phog notably is not going for Roach Hydra. So, hey, look at that.
Yeah, I think, you know, it might just be he prepares for Hydra for certain players like Major and whatnot, but...
I don't know, because, like, I remember even before we went into Major, like, I cast him in Mutant or something, so I was, like, hyping up on his Roach Hydra player. So it wasn't just Major, but...
Okay.
Well, or he might be kind of mind gaming, because Tyga was in the chat when he said expect more Roach Hydra, so now he's going to go not Roach Hydra.
He's in his head, bro.
Oh, boy.
Well, I think one of the things here is a little bit... Wait, did he really not kill 2 of these for free? Okay. The Viking! No, go back! Why? What? Okay, he doesn't realize there's 2 dead overlords down there. But for Tyga, what I'm really not liking behind this... Okay, there we go. Actually, never mind. His 3rd CC is finally on the way. I was going to say, this got really delayed. Like, really delayed.
Even though... as I said, it might be a faster follow-up than Phog is expecting. He still is prepared for it, so I don't really know how, like, you know, much the delaying that 3rd CC is really going to help. Combat Shields is not quite done, so if the lings that are wrap around on these Marines, it actually won't be so bad. Cool auto follow from Rifkin, awesome.
So I'm trying to, my mouse is doing this stupid thing where, like, every time I drag scroll, it like jumps like 500 feet to the left. And there's no hair in it. I don't know what's causing it. I'm sorry. Frustration.
Oh. Well, this went unscouted forever, and it's gonna get the spawning pool. The banelings are gonna be around in time. Yep. Down. But if he loses the medevacs, I mean, like, a spawning pool's going to minerals and all.
One that's low.
Oh, the follow-up pushed off to the left. He has a tank. He can infuse that ledge.
He's not.
The tank's gonna suicide itself to the greater glory.
Bait for the Widow Mines. Sick move.
Oh, that Widow Mine got so many.
You know what? He can lift to the high ground now, though. Bailey's are going to eat some of this, but he doesn't do it in time. So a little bit awkward engagement here. Medevac again is the low one that's got the Marines in it.
But the Queen.
You know, though, 3 Marines or 3 Medevacs might be enough to heal through the muted damage. Problem is that the lings follow up, yeah. So Tyga's going to lose all of this drop. Oh, so nasty.
Please. All right. Well, at least now he knows that Queen is over there, so he can bring it back over. But you know, that was a game ending, and it honestly wasn't that many drone kills. It was really the spawning pool going down that was the biggest thing. It wasn't also that bad for Tyga. It's really just comes back to the fact that, like, he's actually not on 3cc right now. You know, it's not moved over yet, and his upgrades are a lot later. if it was a normal game, that loss right there probably is, making me made up, but I don't know about this.
Well, a little bit worrisome. The Mutila's count has not really been hindered through any of these attacks. It's been a lot of Lings and Bailing trading out for the Marines. So, I mean, as it stands, this is, it's not fun to deal with this many Mutas, especially when there's no Thors in play. Like, Woodmines are cool and all, but it's the Thors that'll get you that guaranteed damage. If they got that range to zone out as well, it's gonna be a time before we see that. But I mean, that second factory with the tech lab is kind of an important part of your build.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because we've casting NA and EU. Maybe it is just Koreans doing it right now. But I've seen a lot less factory production, which is so odd because there's actually been an increase in it. The Thors, 4 Woodmines at a time, and a Thor, for instance. So to still see one is odd.
Well, the Bailings look beautiful. I love this Game Heart Stronger Team Color mod.
They also look really powerful. 2-2 against not 2-2. It's gonna be pretty nice.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the upgrades earlier, but we were busy with all the drops that were going on. I mean, this is only for a time that this becomes problematic. But this is so weird too, because like this is a situation we used to see in the past. This is more of like old school TVZ, where Zerg players are the ones who get that up and they upgrade. But not Phog's fighting with the Widowmine. If he was, perhaps he'd got those Bailing shots.
He barely
picks up once again though, and this Mutalist. Oh, zombie grab these Mutas.
He barely has any Widowmines to begin with, right? And he actually only just now started Moderate production, so his competition has really not been the greatest.
He loses 3 medevacs full of Marines. That's a game right there.
In his passing.
Sorry, it's just I can feel the pain, man. Like, oh, you lose 1 medevac. Okay, kind of sucks. 2s, whatever. 3 is like, yo, man, F this game. Flip a table. Phog has completely overrun Tyga, and at this point, I kind of like.
What am I know?
I kind of think this might be over. He's pulling back though. Worried about a drop, but GG.